I am Genie7, joined by Skepidillion, and now we are finally here. Everybody's in the lobby, ready for losers' quarters.
Now, I'm sure not only is my heart racing and yours as well, Genie, but here we are in our losers' quarters. Whoever wins this moves on to losers' semis, where there will be money on the line, but whoever loses this set is out for the count.
It would be a tough way to go down, but you know what? I believe this would be a tie for fifth. Would be what it would be. So it'd be a hard way to go down, but there's no one else but tough, strong teams here. And I know how much all these people on both these teams are competitors. None of them want to lose here. None of them want to fall at this final hurdle.
And it's just a narrow best of three, right? A best of three between them and victory, between them and moving on, between them and the best of the best. So every game at this stage in the tournament counts. Obviously, Destiny Bond and Robbe and Tomodachi having stellar, incredible records. I'll just go through them very quickly. And these are teams that if you were a frequent tournament watcher for Splatoon 3, you will recognize. We have Destiny Bond going 2-0 over both Sortie and Phase 2 and Oro Jackson, and then 3-0 over Chewits Mafia. And if you know anything about what has happened today here in 20XX, you know Chewits Mafia was the team that sent finally the JP top level pickup down into the elimination bracket before Destiny Bond finally lost 0-3 to Kagura. And then on the side of Robbe Tomodachi, just 2-1 over Last Resort, which was the previous set, as well as 2-0 over CMWI, Moo, and then 2-3 against Starburst in the round that sent them to our elimination bracket. So this is going to be an incredible set, starting off in Tower Control MakoMart.
I cannot believe what we are witnessing. The Splatoon 3 curse is happening. Eventually, we'll be able to play TC Mako, and I think we are on our way. No more delay, people. Tower Control Mako. I gotta say, seeing Robbe gonna be play Brush here, I want to see what Destiny Bond, what their answers are gonna be. We've seen Robbe tearing it up. Robbe and Tomodachi took Starburst to a Game 3, and they lost on Tower Control, a different Tower Control map. But oh my goodness, it's close. Normally, Brush players don't like Tower Control. Robbe's got some special sauce.
What's fascinating to me here is that we're starting off on relatively neutral territory, right? MakoMart arguably is one of the most balanced maps in the entirety of Splatoon. We know that Destiny Bond has been running double splash machine and a leader, but we don't know what to expect here from Robbe and Tomodachi other than a splash or two, and that's what we're going to be looking at. We do see one of those splash, one of those ink brushes, as well as a machine.
Yeah, here we go. Opening team fight. Both teams, they're just going to space each other out, get some info. You don't want to put yourself in a deep hole this early on in the game.
No, you don't, but we see two going down on the side of Destiny Bond. So very quickly, Robbe burning through those specials, going to go towards that first checkpoint. This should be a relatively easy clear for them as long as they keep looking forward, Genie.
Yeah, the checkpoint is already starting to go down for Robbe and Tomodachi. But that's going to be Destiny Bond trying to hold on, trying to stall it out. The tower is actually going to go all the way through it. They're going to be able to? No, not quite. It's still being stalled out. Teammates are falling all around, and Destiny Bond, they've got a 3-up advantage, and they've stopped that tower and that checkpoint.
A very narrow stop for that checkpoint, honestly. Only a couple ticks away from clearing that. And that is a significant momentum shift in favor of Destiny Bond as they do get to that first checkpoint. Go at all this yellow paint in front of them. That's going to get them away with highway robbery.
Yeah, the tower is trying to go forward, but Destiny Bond, again, they go down in 3 down. Make that a 4 down complete wipeout scenario. Neither of these teams able to get too far onto those checkpoints, except Destiny Bond were able to get through it before getting completely wiped out.
But we're still relatively even because look how quickly Robbe has ended up back at that first checkpoint with man advantage. The Booyah Bomb does clear all of Snipe. If they can get someone onto Snipe here, this could be huge for them.
This is looking good. This tower is rolling its way to that second checkpoint. How much further can Robbe and crew push it? They're going up onto this plat. Can they spot the members of Destiny Bond? No, they're holding on. Both teams just trying to fight around this tower to see what kind of control and what kind of pressure they can have. Oh, 3 down.
3 down, but they have that whale. That whale can be used to stall one of those crabs out, as Destiny Bond is very obviously going to begin another push, and by the time they get going, they will have another crab. Maintaining that whale here as they pop it is pivotal for them, because look at that chip that it's able to apply. They managed to get a pick on the members of Destiny Bond, and trades are always going to benefit the team that is currently holding the lead.
This is crazy to see what these two teams can accomplish. We're only on just under 3 minutes, and both teams are so close to being able to get that get through that second checkpoint.
It's an incredibly stally game so far, and as long as these trades continue happening on both sides, it will continue to be so. We can see how quickly both teams are burning through those specials, just trying desperately to find an advantage on the other team. Look, once again, in a 2v2 situation with enough paint on either half of mid, this is still anyone's game, and it will be determined by whoever gets to that second checkpoint.
It's gonna be close. Destiny Bond, they're starting to march this tower forward. Robbe and Tomodachi, they're trying to hold on. What can they do? They have to watch out for this crab tank. Surprise Zero, who's on tower. They're gonna have to back up because of the crab tank in mid. Machine's gonna pressure them out. 2 down on the side of Destiny Bond. This is good. Tomodachi, they're trying to push forward. They got 3 down. They should be able to get this tower rolling now.
Quickly, the wind is taken out of their sails by the fact that Robbe was able to get that triple. They know that they have the lead here, but that lead is so incredibly, infinitesimally small, and they need to get more points on the board. But Destiny Bond holding that Booyah Bomb, getting 2 members down on the side of Robbe, and how quickly they are going to start pushing again. This is just push after push, trade after trade. It is an unrelenting wave back and forth.
It feels like the second checkpoint normally always wins a tower control game, and I couldn't be more truthful about this one. But you know what? Destiny Bond, here they go. Booyah Bomb, crab tank on the tower. Lots of killer whales coming out. 2 members down from Robbe and Tomodachi. They're all the way to the second checkpoint. They've got it down to 40. Can they get through this checkpoint? Looking at 5 seconds left. We got the sniper looking for some good shots. Not quite able to break through that checkpoint, but that's A-okay. 33 is a great and awesome push.
It's incredible that we are getting down to the final minute of this game, and finally we are getting to a position where leads might be holdable. Robbe has 3 specials online, and they have decent control of mid, but look at all this paint behind them. That's going to make it difficult for them to back without losing their lives if they end up needing to do so. And here goes their final salvo of the game.
This is a killer whale gone. Crab tank already used by Zeres on that top right. There's a Booyah Bomb from both teams, and Destiny Bomb, they need this to come clutch. They need this to hold on. Robbe's gone off that tower. Booyah Bomb out for Robbe and Tomodachi. Booyah gets the crab tank off, but Booyah Bomb for Destiny Bomb, trying to hold on all the way down to 48. There's 10 seconds left on the clock, and Destiny Bond, they've lost members. Robbe and crew, they're trying to push forward, they're trying to get on this tower. Can they fight? There's 1 member of Destiny Bond on tower. They get to the trade scenario, going into overtime. Crab coming out. Machine from Destiny Bond trying to go over, all the way down to 40, all the way down to 30. We're going, and that's going to be game.
It's going to be a game, and just an incredible scrap at the end of that game. It was very difficult for me to tell exactly what was going on that tower, because it was ducking and weaving, taking toes off the tower in order to get back on them without dying. It was specials being thrown at it. It was the members of Destiny Bomb diving on it, and they were able to get to that tower ever so narrowly. And had they gone down before they could, that was an incredibly narrow lead, and Robbe definitely could have taken that game. If that's indicative of how the rest of this set is going to go, I'm very curious of what Rainmaker Sturgeon is going to look like, Genie.
I gotta say, looking at a brush comp and you see the next maps are Rainmaker and Clan Blitz.
Yeah.
Even though Destiny Bond's in the favored position of being up 1-0, those map modes will always at the core favor an ink brush comp.
But don't forget, we are talking about Jared on the side of Destiny Bomb, who does play that vanilla dually squelcher. If there's any map in which Wavebreaker just plays so favorably into the geometry of the map, number 1, that would be Eeltail, but one of my second maps that Wavebreaker does well on, that I would consider, would definitely be Sturgeon, given all of the very subtle elevation changes on Sturgeon and the very drastic elevation changes on Eeltail. Wavebreaker can play so well in terms of popping that one up high, where it can't be shot down as easily, but the waves still drop further. Am I coping expecting a VDS? Possibly. Would I really love to see it, considering that Destiny Bond has been running Double Splash Machine and Leader the entire time? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see. This is close. And the winner will be playing against Flipper Flopper in our losers semis. Yes, losers semis. Got a lot of rounds here. I can't believe we had 10 rounds of losers in this tournament. But
it's incredible. People turned out, right, Jimmy?
Oh yes, I'm so happy that they turned out. We're trying to put on the best show possible for you. We're just waiting on Robbe and Tomodachi, trying to ready up, trying to get the comp locked in because they. I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds stupid, but you want to take that extra second so you don't go home on a game plan that you didn't enjoy.
Right, and this is match point for Destiny Bond. If they win this game, they are going to be moving on to face Flippa Floppa and put money on the line. We do see Robbe and Tomodachi switching to that Tri-Slosher in the hands of Taco Bond and the Zap as well. Talk about an adjustment.
Yeah, Taco Bond actually did have that Tri-Slosher up against Starburst on this very map. It was tower control instead of Rainmaker, and it didn't prove to be super useful for them, but I like that they're going back to a pick that they enjoy.
I'm curious as to what the Tri-Slosher is going to accomplish here. We know that the Zap is going to be playing for those coolers, going to be playing for that expediency, but the Tri-Slosher, that can be just absolutely pivotal in shutting down that leftward push for your opponent, completely shutting off that cut.
And if this either goes down, that's going to be a complete scattered wipeout scenario. I'm going to feel like Robbe's going to take this Rainmaker top left and get a clean and easy dunk. But you know what? Destiny Bond, they're holding on. They've got Booyah Bombs, they got Fizzy Bombs. They're just trying to stall out Robbe. This is actually a little bit of a dangerous position for the Rainmaker to be.
It is. I'm concerned. Look at all this paint that Robbe has in front of them and the fact that they have a crab right in their face. They do opt to drop and start shifting right. The question is, how quickly can Destiny Bond rotate over to the left? Robbe still has no members of their own team in front of them. Destiny Bond has gotten all the way back to their snipe, but look how clustered up they are.
The Rainmaker is going to go down in this situation. Ends up as well. Make that 3 gone for Robbe and Tomodachi. Jared has that, Zero has that crab tank pop looking for the final member of Robbe and Tomo. But they're not going to be able to find them. This is good. This is really good for Destiny Bond because they can get a good push going for the finish.
They can, and I was really concerned about Zero's positioning up on that snipe, especially if you can get a crab up there. It's an absolutely destructive place to pop the crab. The whale comes out. The whale forces the members of Destiny Bomb to look towards that right side. We can see that Ayasa on that Rainmaker is doing their best to shut down snipe, knowing that members of Robbe that's where they're going to want to drop from. This looks free and clear, Genie, if Ayasa can get the drop on that pedestal.
Yeah, except they have it is a 2v2 scenario, so they can try and run for it if they want to. But it's dangerous. They don't know where the last member is. I think they're gonna go for this left side. They unfortunately missed the jump, and their teammate does fall. Now they're stuck underneath the grating, just trying to scrap their way back into mid.
All of these pushes seem very non-committal. We can see that the Ayasa doesn't quite know where is safe to push because of the fact that they are losing members so quickly. And this is very similar to the last game in which Objective was moving relatively narrowly within mid, but you constantly had members going down on sides, and that leads to a lack of information. If you have 2 members of your own team down, you don't know where they're looking, you don't know what they've seen, and that lack of information can lead to hesitancy and can lead to stallings of push.
I think the Rainmaker is going to be grabbed here by Destiny Bond. They're going for this first checkpoint. Can they get it? Can they dunk it? I know they actually can't. They're stopped right at the last moment. Robbe and Tomodachi able to hold tight, and hold strong.
And we're still in an even game, right? Neither team having broken that first checkpoint, but Robbe needs to break into mid, and to do so, they are going to need to get that machine out of underneath their snipe. They opt to grab the Rainmaker and forcibly reset it, but Destiny Bond has all of that orange paint in mid and is thus going to control objective here.
Crab tanks at the ready for Zero. They do see that there's one going underneath the grating, catches them out sleeping. Both these teams under a minute 30 remaining. They need this game, especially if you're Robbe and Tomo. You can't lose at this final hurdle.
We are in match point, and Destiny Bond is holding the lead with a minute left in the game. They do lose a member, but look at that very clean snipe from Ayasa. That's a leader that you do not want looking at you. Another 2-2 situation as Destiny Bond loses the fish. How quickly is Robbe going to be able to capitalize it? Because look, they are prepping that snipe. It looks like they are going to want to take this left. And 2 down on the side of Destiny Bond. It's just a continuous 2-2.
Yeah, just a continuous 2-2, and Destiny Bond, one more player. It's going to try and find their way around the Rainmaker. Can they get to them? Can the Tri-Slasher shut them down? Oh my goodness, all the way down to 61 with 45 seconds left. If this pop comes through for Robbe and Tomodachi, this could be massive. This could be the series. And oh, so darn close, 1 point lead. They couldn't quite get it, but if they get this another pop again, this would be big. The Rainmaker's looking to be popped in the side of Destiny Bond, though, and it will be. Can Robbe and friends grab this Rainmaker? No, they can't. They grab it and they die again. More spots coming up, but they have to watch out. 2 crab dinks coming forward for Destiny Bond. That will surely hold the Rainmaker in space. In spot for now.
Robbe is not going to be able to give this up. They got the fish, they managed to junk it. They get the lead with 15 seconds left in the game. Destiny Bond needs to book it. They need to grab that fish. They need to bring it through mid. They need to bring it to the other side of the map, and they're 1 member down. The pressure is on for Destiny Bond.
Oh, the Rainmaker falls in the last 2 seconds. That's not going to reset overtime. That's going to be game. And Robbe and Tomodachi, they're going to come up clutch and send this series to a decisive Game 3.
Game 3 in our best of 3 losers quarterfinals. We are incredibly narrow. You can see both of those games played very similarly. They played with a very dicey mid-game, neither team really pushing too far or beyond mid, constantly just a deep stagger on both teams absolutely being unrelenting towards each other, and I have no doubt that that is what we are going to see in Klemblitz Eeltail. Keep in mind that neither team broke the second checkpoint on TC Mako, and ultimately Rainmaker Sturgeon was decided by the first checkpoint. So whoever gets any sort of dunk on Klemblitz Eeltail is who I'm going to be looking at. Because controlling that bridge in front of your basket is going to provide a similar stall that we saw on both of these previous maps.
Yeah, I am completely, so I'm looking, and I hope that's a map glitch, because it says Undertow, but it's supposed to be Eeltail. I hope that's just a map glitch. And luckily we have the ability to close the room. I'm just so, I can't believe what happened there. It's so close. These teams, they can't seem to get any space in mid whatsoever until the very end, and it's decided by just a hair. That's it.
And that's what I expect to see here on Klemblitz Eeltail. We're talking to the machine on both of those sides is going to play very favorably into the elevation changes. The leader, similarly, is just going to be able to sit up on high ground and just look forward. Obviously, that's going to rely on their teammates. Ayasa is going to need to rely on their teammates in order to be able to generate forward space, so that way they can move forward with objective. Because if that leader manages to get on Destiny Bond's bridge, it very well could be a deep and sustained and prolonged push. That being said, that's going to require a man advantage for at least 8 seconds as the members of Destiny Bond come out of spawn. That's what I'm thinking is Robbe's win condition here. Destiny Bond just needs to keep the leader off the field for as long as possible and not let them take the positions that they are naturally going to be inclined to do. Here we go, starting off on Klemblitz Eeltail. I don't expect many comp changes, if any. Oh, and you know what? It's not Eeltail. I have been deceived, but my points still stand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna, we're gonna see, I believe these are gonna be a reset of the maps, because the maps that they did hit, yeah, it is on our, it's not counter pick, so I believe they maybe were going for counter pick, but yeah, it does say Eeltail Alley in our rules for the 20x tournament. So, good job by Majora's by Kim to reset the lobby. I don't think anybody really saw it. We got to see our epic tiebreaker. What is that?
Ooh, yeah.
I always love those things. It makes it so much more exciting.
Yeah, and I wanna shout out Majora and Nebula from yesterday for working production. Obviously, it's us commentators, Genie, who tend to get all the attention with our names on the fancy stream. But regardless, it's the streamers who actually put that together and press buttons at the right time. So thank you, Majora. And then also Gem. Gem has been slaying on analysis so far today. And while we take this time for the lobby to reset, let's just appreciate the people who have helped us get this far.
Yeah, it takes an army. It takes an army for this big tournament. We, Skep, you and me, we do tons of weeklies, and it doesn't even have even a percent, not even a fraction of a percent that's going on.
No.
I know there's the server can't, the Dapple server can't handle all the things we got going on. We got another stream on a YouTube channel going on just down the way. But here we are. Finally, tiebreaker game, Clam Blitz Eeltail Alley. Winner moves on, loser goes home, and forever hold your peace.
Okay, and here we go with the similar fast-paced comp that we saw from Robbe and Tomodachi, except this time they're running the Brush, Double Splash, and the Zap. That being said, Destiny Bond sticking relatively similar to what we've been seeing so far. In fact, identical to what we've been seeing them play in the tournament all day today. So, can Robbe run it down faster than Destiny Bond?
That is a big question. And how much space can Robbe and Tomodachi get in mid? Because it's been so difficult for them to be able to really have a good push because they just get shot all the time by that leader.
There's the Brush getting shot by that leader, just as you say it, Genie. But Robbe holding man advantage. They have that clam ready to go. There's only one member left standing on the side of Destiny Bond, and that's a wipeout. We can see how quickly and cleanly they were able to sweep from both that top left and that right side. And here we go. I said deep and sustained. We are below 40.
We're below 24 already! What has happened? Robbe and Tomodachi already gone! Destiny Bond, how much longer can they hold on here? This is so dangerous. Down to 18, down to 15 points! This is insane for Robbe and Tomodachi. They've lost 3 members of Robbe, trying to go in and get more clans. How many more can they get? All the way down to 12, all the way down to 9, all the way down to 6. That was an opening push to 6!
It was an opening push within a minute that was brought about due to a wipeout because of Robbe's ability to collapse and pin the members of Destiny Bond who were trying to hide behind that top left area. Destiny Bond is going to need to play fast. And can their comp play fast, given that they are going to have to wait and play for those crabs, and then they have a leader to physically transition and move across the map. They do manage to dunk though, Genie, but they are 2 members down, so that is going to be a basket close for them. They are going to need to play quickly, because Robbe could very well KO this.
What are you supposed to do? A Brush at any moment could just say, I'm going to run past your leader, killer whale them, make them miss their shots, and then have super jumps with the power climb. That's what we're looking at for Destiny Bond. This is extremely dangerous, but good for them. They have the spots that they need and are forcing the remaining 2 members of Robbe and Friends back.
And you could see that Destiny Bond does have those specials. They are going to be playing around those specials, and they need to do so given that their comp is slower. But once they get positioned, if they can manage to hold it, that will be extremely favorable to them because of the fact that their comp is built around stalling power with those crabs and that leader. And look, this is their opportunity. They have players all up on that bridge, 2 down on the side of Robbe.
Push coming through for Destiny Bond. More than definitely. 2 clams into that basket, down to 50. Robbe and Friends are coming out of spawn. The crab tanks are faded. They have faded and they are gone. How many more clams are going to be making in the basket? I don't think Destiny Bond's going to push it too much further. Never mind, they're already down to 35. This is going to be close. Bomb out, but the machine falls in trading situation. The basket should be closing, and Robbe and Tomodachi should be able to live another day.
Robbe needs to get sustainable presence in mid because while they're playing fast also equates to feeding. And if they don't manage to get presence and control in mid, the longer Destiny Bond is just going to be able to keep that leader up on that top left or bridge and just keep picking off the members of Robbe one by one. Destiny Bond, despite having lost that previous push and not getting it to take a victory, they look at this paint that they have all in front of them. They have everything they need except for the clam spawns, which will always come.
Yeah, and they lost their E-leader, so they're gonna wait. They know that they need their E-leader to really have that presence and have that sustained push of those jumps in. They can't go down in mid though. You want to be able to stay alive if you're Destiny Bond. Crab Tank is starting to come out, but they lose their machine in the process. This is dangerous because the members of Robbe are going in. The Zap does go down in a falling trading scenario. Oh my goodness, this game, it's nail biting.
A minute left, and all Robbie needs to do is not feed. If they manage to keep, just keep getting specials, keep looking forward, get those crabs, everything they need for a defense, they can take this victory as long as they don't step their toes too far forward and always keep the members of Destiny Bond on the surprise. Destiny Bond using that crab to try and generate some space, but for the first time in 2 minutes, we see pink paint in mid. So Robbie, it looks, dare I say, they may be able to hold this lead, Genie.
Yeah, if they go, I feel like I'm scared. If they go too far and fall down, this would be devastating. I feel like there's a push coming. Booyah Bomb's out. Let's see how many crabs are coming from the side of Destiny Bond. They lose their E-Leader in a scenario that they can't lose them this late in the game. Members of Robbe Tomodachi are going to come from the top ropes. They're going to come from all sides to try and take down the members of Destiny Bond. And they've done a really good job of that.
Fantastic job, because look at this pink paint. We are 15 seconds, maybe 35 if Destiny Bond is able to get overtime before this game comes to an end. And look at the clams that Robbie has. They are situated for a subsequent dunk here, and dare I say, even a KO if they manage to get this going. And that's it! A denial of overtime. As soon as it begins, Robbie shuts it down, taking game 3, and with it, the set. Moving on to our losers semifinals. Just letting Destiny Bond taste a chance, taste that overtime buzzer, taste the hints of opportunity, but denying it for them swiftly, barely before overtime even started, Genie.
I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card. Robbe Tomodachi taking Starburst to game 5 and beating Destiny Bond, sending them out of the tournament. Nobody saw that one coming. But with that, I know we're going to send it over to Gem to break it down, because our next match is coming up right after Gem talks.
That was an insanely cool demonstration of a comp that we really just haven't seen someone try to run today, which is the QR Run It Down comp. They picked weapons that were going to move in and feed. Brush, Tri-Slosher, N-Zap, they've got Tacticoolers. They don't care if they die. They're running forward into 2v4s, and it's keeping the enemy team back. It's rejecting the enemy team's ability to push forward on these maps that have these choke points, which make it so that you've got to brute force through them if you want to get through. And these are some wily weapons. They're going to be sharking in some tricky places. So the fast gameplay style really works out for Rob and Tomo here. Their ability to play that and commit to that play style, I think, is what gets them the win here. Because I don't think anybody had them as the favorites. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I was expecting this to be a Destiny Bond 2-0. But instead, they've made a real name for themselves here, and they should be proud of what they have managed to do.